It is mentioned that in Kali Yuga, the most potent yajna is chanting of the holy name. In different yugas, there were different mantra, there were different techniques of dharma. In Satyuga, it was meditation. You'll see Dhruva Maharaj meditating. You'll see so many devotees. Oh, Hari Bol, would like to welcome Shikha Mataji after a long time. They used to come for entire Gita in Nutshell series. And then, what is his name? I forgot. Sorry.
Mayank.
No, Mayank is Prabhu's name.
Ira.
Ira. So then she came, and then Prabhu Mataji had to take a break. She's again back. Hare Krishna. So
yeah, it's there if you want to check.
So during Satya Yuga, we had people used to do meditation. You see Dhruv Maharaj, so many people, they used to do meditation. Then in Treta Yuga, what became famous? Yagyas. Right? People used to do yagya, used to do Ramchandra doing Ashwamedh yagya. Then in Dwapar Yuga, what became the dharma? Topmost dharma? Temple worship, deity worship. You see Srimati Radharani, Gopi is going to temple. So many temples were built by Vajranath, the great grandson of Krishna. So like that, deity worship was prevalent, or that was the dharma. But for Kali Yuga, the dharma is chanting of the holy name. And that is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Shodeshakam Namna. For this Kali Yuga, this 16-word mantra, 32 syllables, is the most potent mantra. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very beautiful verse. It says, Kalir dosha nidhe rajan, asti eko mahan gunan, kirtanad eva krishnasya, mukta sangha param vrajet. That this Kali Yuga is full of faults, doshas, right? Doshas. But there is one good quality. Krishna's too. No. Kalir dosha nidhe rajan, asti eko mahan gunan, kirtanad eva, who's Krishnasya, Krishna Kirtan. That is the topmost benediction that we have, apart from all the doshas, which is there. And if you think there are no doshas, ask your partner. They can give you a good list. Right? But just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet, that one can get all the perfection of life just by chanting the holy names of the Lord. So that is why you will see people all over the world, they are chanting. Long back, my friend, his name is Kunal Bihani, Marwadi. He was in, I think, Paris. He gone to Paris, and then next day he pinged me. He said that I'm seeing people from your place, basically ISKCON. They're dancing on the streets. I said, yeah. He was very amazed seeing that people all over the world. They were people from Paris, not like Indian people dancing over there. They were people like from their hometown, basically from that place. But people all over the world, be it Spanish, be it Mexican, or
a similar thing in
Florence, Rome. You're roaming in Rome, and you will see people dancing. So that is the beauty of Krishna Kirtan. And it is very attractive, and it is very addictive. When people understand what it is, then people take it up very sincerely. So, yeah. And we'll start with Mangalacharan prayers now, and then we'll start our session. So, for Mangalacharan, why Mangalacharan? Because just move this down. Why we do Mangalacharan? Mangalacharan means auspiciousness. Any activity we do, we need auspiciousness. Auspiciousness means there should not be any obstacles during the entire Krishna Katha, right? It might be possible the mic has stopped working, or some babies are making some noise. So these are obstacles in Krishna Katha. So we pray that there are no obstacles, and is all auspiciousness. When as kids making noise also is okay. It's kirtan only. Oh, I was just giving an example. You took it seriously. Okay, so we'll sing the Mangalacharan prayers, and then we'll go ahead. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री गुरु So before starting, I also want to tell you why the class got Gokuleshwar who couldn't come. So some of you might know that His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj is very great Vaishnav. I'll show you one video about him. You should tell me what he's doing, okay? Able to see? How to? Can we do full screen? No, no. No, we can. Okay. 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 Anyways, you're able to see, no? Okay, you tell me what he's doing. You know the video? Okay, then you can also say. I thought she already knows them. He is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Okay, what do you think? You want to see again? See, first part, if you see, you will get it. You will get it. He's performing Aarti in uh, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's a book called Nectar of Devotion in English. There are mentioned various qualities of a Vaishnav. One of the quality of Vaishnav is Avyartha Kalatvam. Avyartha Kalatvam. What is Kala means? Time. Time. Avyartha Kalatvam means one who doesn't waste his time at all. Like sometimes it happens, right? We might be doing something in office work and then you might take a break, leke kuch dekh lete hain, right? So that means in that case also we need some break. So for a Vaishnav, when he's performing devotion service, for him every second he wants to give to Krishna. So here you see Maharaj on his last, he was almost 79. So not in a position to stand up and perform his daily duties that he used to do. One of his daily duties was to perform Aarti to his deities. He had many Shaligram Shilas and God Nitai. So at his last days, he couldn't perform it. So he was doing, while sleeping also, he was absorbed in that I want to perform my daily duty. Right? Uh, there was a devotee in Jagannath Puri. His name was Mamu Thakur. I'll show. This is a very unique picture that you will not see anywhere. Shri Radha Gopinath Temple, Jagannath Puri. Is it Radha Gopinath Temple, Jagannath Puri? Yes. So you see here, see sir, this face is this much, but leg is only this much. You see? Leg is very small. You know why? Because he's sitting. This is the only deity in the entire world where Krishna is sitting while playing the flute. You see anywhere, it's usually in Tribhanga form. Right? Tribhanga form. But only this is the only picture in Jagannath Puri. When you go to Jagannath Puri, you should visit this place. This is the only place where Krishna is sitting. And the reason was, one of the great Vaishnava who used to perform his Aarti, he became so old that, see, when you become old, your back stoops down, right? You become little down, right? Your height and the way also you walk, everything, it becomes little, it's not the same height. So he was not able to perform his duty, daily duty of doing Aarti. So Krishna only then sat. And he said, now you can perform your Aarti. So we see that how devotees, they give their life and completely absorbed in Krishna. So similarly, we see Gopal Krishna Maharaj also. And he left the world on Sunday, Ekadashi. Saturday was Ekadashi, Sunday. Saturday night we came to know. So it was maybe morning or in India. Yeah, last Saturday. So yeah, then Sunday we did, yeah, so it was Sunday. Saturday at night, but Saturday morning maybe in India. So, and then Gokuleshwar Prabhu had to immediately run back to India because it's like we're very, very great Vaishnava. Even PM Modi, he also posted on his Twitter and all. Anyways, but that is not important. I mean, he posted, but the point is, that's why he had to go back and we had to cancel the entire trip. But this is what it means to be absorbed in Krishna. Not like, ठीक है, एक बार किया, कभी नहीं किया, chalse. Right? It's okay. No. One who is completely absorbed in Krishna, that is real Vaishnava. Obviously, we might not be at that position, but we can at least pray for it. We can pray. When we are doing this chanting, that's what we are praying for. That engage me in your service. And not engage him in your service. Engage me in your service. That is what we are praying to Krishna for. Please engage me in some service. I want to get engaged. So, okay. Now we will go back to the 9th chapter, number 4. So what we completed till now was, we were in 9th chapter, which is known as, the name of the chapter is Most Confidential Knowledge. So this is the most confidential knowledge that Krishna is going to speak on of entire Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is divided into how many parts? 3 parts. First 6 chapters, middle 6 chapters, and last 6 chapters. The first 6 chapters talks on Karma Yoga. Right? Karma Yoga. Last 6 chapters talk on Jnana Yoga. And the middle 6 chapters talk about Bhakti Yoga. So this is the main section that we are reading, 6 to 12. And then what will the middle of that 6 to 12 chapters? 9 chapters. So this is the most important chapter in one sense for the entire Bhagavad Gita. And here Krishna is talking about, he's saying, that's why the name of the chapter is Most Confidential Knowledge. Right? And we did the first 3 verses where the glorification of this knowledge was mentioned, correct? It's the Guhya, it is the most confidential, and it's pure, right? Everlasting, and perfection of religion. right? All that we discussed. So, and what was the main thing that in the last verse that we discussed was one should have
Faith.
correct. One should have faith. Ashadana, right? We discussed. One should have people who don't have faith, they will not understand this knowledge. Right? One should have faith. This entire chapter, in one sense, is divided into two parts. In the later part of the chapter, let me just make sure what is the chat about. Oh, got it. Okay. So the later part of the 9th chapter talks about the sweetness of the Lord. There is Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, Yoga Kshema Mamyam, that Krishna will protect you, everything. All that is mentioned. That is the sweetness of the Lord, right? The relationship between a devotee and Krishna. But before knowing the sweetness of the Lord, one has to know his greatness, right? See, if you see, let's say, Obama or maybe Biden, if you see him at home playing with his kids, right? Or grown-up kids, whatever he might be doing. Or let's say CEO of a company, Sundar Pichai or anyone, you will see him playing with his kids. So you might not know what exactly who is he, because he is having sweet dealings with his relatives, correct? You will not know that who he is. But when you come to know about through his resume, or when you go to his office or something, then you come to know, God, what is he, right? And then when you see his sweetness also, you will not get confused. Right? So similarly, when you know the Krishna sweetness, it is important that you know his greatness also. Otherwise, you will take him for granted. Right? Like Brahmaji also thought, he is Krishna. No, he is just some ordinary guy. Right? And then he tried to test him. And then he blundered big time. And then there was big thing, and in the 10th chapter, 10th canto, everything is mentioned. Similarly, Indra also, right? Brahmaji's story you might not know, but Indra's story, Indra thought, kaun hai ye? Who is he? And then later on, Krishna told him, who is he? Right? By lifting Govardhana hill. So one has to know his greatness. But to know his greatness, one has to have faith. And that's why 9.3 verse Krishna is mentioning. And now from 9.4 to 9.10, Krishna is going to discuss about his greatness. It's a little technical, but we'll see. In Sanskrit, it is known as Virodhavas. Virodhavas means, in English, it is known as contradiction. So kind of verse it will be there. It might be contradictory, but we'll try to understand, reconcile that contradiction and understand what Krishna is trying to say. Right? And one of the most important thing that Krishna is talking in this section is importance of hearing. Because Shraddha, how will you develop that Shraddha is by hearing. When you have that Shraddha, that's when you can understand the greatness and you can take those points that Krishna is trying to say. And how you are doing the hearing? Through ears, correct? The reason it is called ear hole is because holes, first H is hearing. You hear about Krishna. And then when you hear about Krishna, then you observe how devotees are practicing Krishna consciousness. So first is H, hearing about Krishna or Krishna consciousness. Then is O, you're observing how Krishna consciousness, how the devotional practice is done. And then you are leaving that devotional practice. How? By chanting the holiness of the Lord or something, or maybe offering bhoga to Krishna. Then after leaving, you're living, L-I-V-N-G, not L-I-E-L-E-A-V-N-G, living. And then you're experiencing. Basically, it's no longer mechanical, but you're really understanding what it really means to practice Krishna consciousness. And then you're sharing. Then you're sharing Krishna Katha. So you can remember like that, hearing, then observing, then living Krishna Katha or Krishna consciousness, and then experiencing, and finally sharing. So that's why it is important to hear. And that's why Arjuna only in that time, what he was doing was hearing. And then whatever he heard, he shared in different form by fighting, correct? By fighting. But it started with hearing. So we'll start. We have a short PPT also. And this entire section, 9.4 to 9.10, is known as Aishwarya Gyan. It is known as Aishwarya Gyan. Why Aishwarya? Not Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya. Aishwarya means opulence. opulence, right? Aishwarya means opulence. So we're talking about the greatness of the Lord. Right? So all this section, you will see Krishna's greatness. Okay. So you can repeat after me. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matsthani sarvabhutani. Na chaham teshavasthita. So this is the most important part of this verse. Avyakta murtina. We'll discuss it. Okay. Who wants to read the translation? We can start from here.
By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All the beings are in me, but I am not in them.
Yeah. So we'll go to this slide. Okay. Okay. Is everybody able to see, no? Okay. So this is the Aishwarya Gyan and Krishna's Achintya Bheda Ved. We will see what is Achintya. Achintya Shakti. Achintya means inconceivable. One you cannot conceive. So it's difficult to understand. Right? So if you see, we say conceive, we conceived a baby or something like that. Right? She conceived a baby or they conceived a baby. Why? Because conceive means you can at least understand baby size and form in the womb like that. But inconceivable, it is very difficult to understand. So that's what Krishna Shakti is. It is very difficult to understand. That's what Krishna will be saying now from verse 4 to verse 8. Okay. So this is the verse we did. So what Krishna is saying here, the most important part here is Avyakta Murtina. Avyakta Murtina. What does Murti means? Form. DT. Correct? And Vyakta. Vyakta means manifesting. That means showing. So here Krishna is saying that the form that I possess, I'm not showing that form. Avyakta. I am hiding it. Why? We will see. Why we will see. But Krishna is saying here, but I am still an unmanifested. So he's saying I'm unmanifested form. This entire universe is still pervaded through me only. I am in them, but they are not in. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them. We'll see what does it mean. But the most important thing is Avyakta Murtina. You can see Krishna through the universe. You can see, but directly Krishna is trying to hide himself. Why? Because we are here because we didn't want to be with Krishna. So Krishna is giving that platform to us. But okay, you didn't want to be with me. So you come here to this material world. And you can enjoy, but there will be suffering as well. And it's not like Krishna is, because we are in this material world, we are in a very precarious situation also. Obviously, in one sense we are, but Krishna also takes care. So we see so many vegetables, everything is there. Krishna's loving heart and intelligence head becomes evident when we see the creation. We'll see, when we see the creation, it is said that a sane person, when he looks up in the sky, he cannot stop himself, but think who has made all this, right? Who has made all this? How everything has come about, right? So a sane person cannot stop himself, but has to understand that there is something greater. There is something greater, right? So I enter into each planet and by my energy, they stay in orbit, right? And what does it mean? I'm pervading everything. It means that Krishna directly is not getting involved in it, but through his energy. Like for example, king or a prime minister, he will not get involved in every small activity. He will have his own administrators or agents and everything. Similarly, Krishna also has his own energies in form of demigods or devatas, like Brahma ji, Hanuman ji, Ganesh ji, and all these prayers are mentioned in Brahma Samhita. When Brahma ji, as soon as he came from that navel of Krishna, he starts, he doesn't see anything. He sees complete darkness. And then he hears tapa, means austerity. And then he starts singing the glorification of the Lord. It is known as Brahma Samhita, where he's mentioning all the devatas' names and he's explaining how they are going to serve you in various activities. So like that, he's pervading how? Through his energies. Through his energies. We'll see that more in detail. I'm just giving a snapshot right now. Yeah, who wants to read this? Avyakta Murti now. You want to read?
It's in unmanifested form. This implies that we cannot see the Lord by our gross material senses. The Lord is unmanifested material senses, but can be perceived only by one whose senses are purified by the practice of devotional
Service.
service.
So we see here, what is it? Preman. There is a verse in Brahma Samhita. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yatasham sundar machintya guna swarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. That how can we understand Krishna is by this Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. We can see Krishna when we have anointed our eyes with devotion. Otherwise, even if you see Krishna, you will not understand Krishna. We spoke about it last time. You remember example? Last time we explained how you can see Krishna. You would have seen Krishna. But because there is no devotion, you will still not understand the power of Krishna or the greatness of Krishna or Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. We discussed last time one example. Duryodhana. Thank you. Yeah, during when Krishna came as Shanti Dut, correct, as peace messenger, that time Duryodhana wanted to capture him, but then Krishna showed his Virat Roop. But that time also Duryodhana couldn't understand. He thought maybe he has some special powers, but he couldn't understand that Krishna is actually Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the God of all gods. So only way to see the Lord is by practicing Krishna consciousness, by pure devotional service. And two verses are quoted here. One I quoted from Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. And another verse is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Atashi Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grayam Indriye Seva Mukhe Jivado Swayam Eva Svartada. I'll show that verse. Oh, next time I will not show that verse. Okay. Yeah, in this verse it is there. So you can repeat after me. It's a beautiful verse. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grayam Indriye Sevo Mukhe Hi Jivado Swayam Eva Spuratyada. Who wants to read this this much? Maybe Gajendra, you can read. You know Gajendra, it's a beautiful story in Srimad Bhagavatam. Gajendra Moksham. So Indradumna Maharaj, he was very great Vaishnav, great king. He did a screwed up thing. So when who is the Devta? इतने सारे आपको no no, oh, he becomes angry soon. So in Indra Lok, Brihaspati, I think, yeah, Brihaspati. So if I'm not wrong, so one of the great saint, I think Brihaspati, he came and offered garlands to the Indra Maharaj, and he didn't realize, and that he put the garland to the elephant, and elephant threw it down because elephants means, and somehow that he put his feet on the garland. Okay. So anyways, he was cursed. He did some mischief and he was cursed. And in the next life, because this was a very demonic kind of tendency, not able to appreciate what was gifted to him. So in the next life, he became an animal because of animalistic tendency. So he became like a elephant, and his name was Gajendra. Gajendra means elephant. And somehow when he was playing with she elephants in the water, then a crocodile came and tried to bite Gajendra. And Gajendra immediately, because from his previous samskaras, samskar means which doesn't go easily. Samskar. There is some scar which doesn't go easily. So because he passed samskaras, he immediately started praying to the Lord. And then Lord Vishnu came immediately, and then through his Sudarshan Chakra, he killed crocodile, and then immediately he was liberated and he went on back to Godhead. So in South India, you will hear this Gajendra Moksham.
I need that moksham, I guess. I need that moksham in this life. Some
Yes,
crocodile
yes.
has to bite.
Somehow that's why you got connected through Acyuta Balram Prabhu. Akshay.
Oh, yeah.
Akshay. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's a beauty of taking birth in India, because that samskar is there. That's why such names are given. It's not like Tom, or these names are not there. It's some names are related to Krishna, some way. See, so much power is there. As soon as I called Akshay, he started walking. He's entering. He's going to enter now. So yeah. Anyways, so this verse says that one cannot understand Krishna's name. Name is Nam, fame, pastimes. Cannot be understood by material senses. Cannot be understood by material senses. Why? Because one can understand the Krishna's Nam is by engaging in devotional service. Because when we engage in devotional service by chanting the holiness of the Lord, by serving the Vaishnavas, then what happens is, then Krishna gives his mercy, by which we can then access his beauty. Otherwise, we'll just feel, अरे कोई black stone है, क्या है, ठीक है, होता है, right? But when we are chanting his name, when we are serving, then we understand the magic of the Lord, or we can appreciate his beauty, his pastimes. Otherwise, when we hear the same story again, we say, "Arey, ये तो same story हो रही है." But we see that when we have got the mercy, the same story, even if it is said thousands of times, we like it. And obviously, one good thing is it's Kali Yuga mind, so anyways we forget it. So it's good to, yeah. And then immediately the next words come. How you can understand? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. When we see Krishna through the eyes of devotion. Premanjana. One of the devotees' name in India is Premanjana. Such a sweet name. That means the eyes is anointed, not with mascara or with just some mundane tears, but by devotion. Devotion of the Lord. Okay. So, actually, let's go to that verse 538. Yeah. Someone wants to read the translation? Yeah, you'll read.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Sham Sundar, Krishna himself, with the inconceivable, innumerable attribute, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, with the eyes of devotion, tinged with the save of love.
Yeah, so the eyes is tinged with devotion, and then we can see, and that's why Duryodhana was not able to see, because devotion was missing. Right? Devotion was missing. Okay, so we go ahead. Yeah, so Krishna here, it is mentioned. I'm not making full screen because it is little getting slower. So here Krishna is saying that Krishna is not just the controller of is controller of everything. Here we see Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Khammonor Buddhirevacha Ahankara Ityam me Bhinna Prakritashada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Everything is pervading. And that's why that word pervading is there. He's pervading everything. Maya Tatam. Tatam means pervading. Like how soul is pervading the entire body. But still it has a size, which is 1/10,000th of tip of the hair. It is mentioned in the Upanishads. Correct? So similarly, Krishna also is pervading, but through his energies. Tatam. And we can see he's controlling everything. Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Khammono, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Everything Krishna is. Not just Apara Shakti. Apara is material Shakti, but also Parashakti. The spiritual world also is coming through him. Aparayam Mitastvanyam, Prakritim Vidhi Me Param, Jiva Bhutam Mahabhav, Yayadam Dharyate Jagat. Everything is pervading. Material world and also spiritual world. Okay. So we see here, he is Mahavishnu, and Mahavishnu is pervading everything, right? So from Mahavishnu coming many universes, and from every universe there is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. From every Garbhodaksha Vishnu, then there is living entity, and every living entity there is Paramatma, which is Shrodaksha Vishnu. It's little bit, we'll go a little ahead. Show one verse. Okay. So, yeah. So this is the entire universe. What you are seeing here is spiritual world. And in spiritual world, there are many such universes inside spiritual world. Ayodhya, you see material world. In material world also you see Ayodhya. Even in spiritual world there is Ayodhya. In spiritual world there is Vrindavan. So this entire diagram is on that. You see Ayodhya Dham. Can you see here? It's mentioned here. Ayodhya Dham. And like that there is Golok Vrindavan. This is all entire spiritual world. And that spiritual world that is separated by the material world through Brahma Jyoti. We mentioned in one of the words that Krishna can be understood in three ways. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan. Iti Shabda. That Brahmeti is this Brahma Jyoti. And then just on the border of the Brahma Jyoti is Sadashiv. And then after that, there is Aishwarya Dham, or you can say the spiritual world starts. And here is Karna Ocean. And from that Karna Ocean, you can see one of the ocean, one of the universe coming out from the pores of Lord Vishnu. Many universes comes. One of the universes is shown here, expanded form. And in that universe, there are many devatas which are handling all the administrative work. And there are 14 planetary systems, vertical way. What we hear in books is the horizontal planetary systems, but these are more like material, where vertical, where the middle one is Bhuvarlok, and below is the lower planets, and above is higher planets. So total 13, 6 below, 6 above, and we are in the beach mein latak rahe, sort of, right? So this is Karno. We'll just skip this part. Okay. So I was mentioning there are 3 Vishnus, right? Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So Mahavishnu, from Mahavishnu comes many universes. From one Mahavishnu come many universes. In every universe, then there is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Nahi samajh mein aa raha to bolo. I can go slow. From there are 3 Vishnus. Mahavishnu, from Mahavishnu comes many universes from the pores of Mahavishnu. In every universe, then there is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Garbhodaka means Garbha. From the navel, Brahmaji comes, and then entire universe is created, right? Secondary creation is done by Brahmaji within the universe, which is this. Can you see it? This is going, and then Brahmaji. He does the secondary creation within the universe. So this is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And third is Kshirodaksha Vishnu, where in everyone's heart there is Paramatma residing. Correct? And this verse, I mean, whatever I'm speaking, it's not like, chalo, aaj kuch naya kuch nikalte hain. So it's in scriptures. I'll quickly show that verse. It says, Vishnustu Trini Rupani. Trini means 3. So Vishnu can be understood in 3 forms are there. What are those 3 forms named as? Purushakyahi Tod Vidu. Purusha Avtaras. There are many kinds of Lila Avtaras, Guna Avtaras. Another kind of Avtara is Purusha Avtaras. Because we are talking material world, I'm talking about this. Because it's talking about how everything is pervaded, how everything is created. So first, from Mahavishnu comes many universes. From each universe, then Garbhodaksha Vishnu comes secondary creation. And then when the living entities come, then in every living entity there is Paramatma. Right? So, Purushakyato Vidu. Ekam. He's talking about the first one now. Ekam. Ekam means first. Ekam tu Mahata Srashta. The entire cosmos is created from Ekam. And what is his name? Mahasrishti. Mahasrishti is created, and his name is Mahavishnu. Also known as Karnodaksha Vishnu. Why? Because he's lying on the Karna ocean. Okay. So, Karna is name of the ocean. Karna ocean, or causal ocean is also known. Karna is also known as cause and effect. So causal ocean. From him, everything is coming. He is the final cause. Dvitiyam is second. Dvitiyam Twanda Samsthitam. He is situated there, and from that Anda is that universe. He is the one who is creating the one universe. Dvitiyam, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, which we saw here. Correct? And then Tritiyam. Tritiyam is what? Third. Sarvabhutam. Sarvabhutam is who? Ghost. No, who Sarva Bhuta? Every living entity. He is situated in every living entity as Paramatma. Some. Tani Gyata Vimuchyate. One has to understand this. Who wants to read the translation? You want to read? Pallab?
Vishnu has three forms called Purushas. The first, Mahavishnu, is the creator of the material energy, Mahat. The second is Garvadosai, who is situated within each universe. The third is Krishodasai, who lives in the heart of every living being. He who knows these three becomes liberated from the clutches of Maya.
Yeah. Kshir is, why? Because he's known as Kshira. So we saw why Karna Ocean, Karna Dakshai. We spoke about why Garbhodakshai Vishnu, because from his navel it's going. Third is Kshirodakshai. Why is known as Shirodakshai or Shirodai? Why it's called? Because he's lying on Kshira Ocean. Kshira means milk ocean. Kheer बोलते हैं ना, खीर. संस्कृत में क्षीर बोलते हैं. So that kheer, ocean of milk, is lying on that, and obviously lying in, also situated in everyone as Paramatma. And that's how, so we'll, 9.4, we'll go back. Because you have less time, I'll just little bit rush.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Isn't it contradictory because in the verse it says that everything comes to
Yes.
him, but he's not in everyone.
Yes,
Then that said that he's in everything.
correct. But he's as Paramatma, not as Krishna himself. His avatar is coming as Lord Vishnu. Correct? As his energies. And that's why he's pervading in everything. So when Brahmaji was trying to create everything, what he realized is nothing is coming all together. And then he realized that because Vishnu is not there. So Vishnu enters into every atom, not just in living entity. Even in every atom, Vishnu has to be there so that everything comes together. But Krishna is doing that through his energies, through avatars or through Durga Devi in terms of administrative, or Brahmaji in terms of administrative, or Indra in terms of reigns and everything, but not directly. Not directly. Okay, we'll go ahead. So these are the 14 planetary systems. Actually, if I do the slide, it will look much better, but it stops. That is the problem. It takes a break. Okay, what we can do is, can someone give me a book? Yeah. So we'll read through this, and for this we'll use this. Then it will be faster. So yeah. So we see here, I'll just skip this because of lack of time. We'll go to the 5th verse now. Okay. So is that 9.4 understood? Thoda. Okay. We'll go to the 5th verse. Which page it is for hardbound?
383.
383. Okay. Okay. So we'll do the 5th verse now. Na cha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram bhuta brinna cha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavana. Right. Who wants to read the translation? Ramesh, go ahead.
And yet everything is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation.
Right. So he's saying he's everywhere through his energies. At the same time, it's not like his situation. What does it mean? It does not rest in me. It does not mean that he's like, there is a photo where the Hercules is there. He's holding the earth and he's struggling. Like in Greek mythology, they have this. Correct. The situation of Krishna is not like that. He's holding the entire Govardhan also on his pinky finger. It's mentioned here in purport. Maybe, Namra, can you read the purport? The Lord says that.
The Lord says that everything is resting on him. Mat sthani sarva bhutani. This should not be misunderstood. The Lord is not directly concerned with the maintenance and sustenance of this material manifestation. Sometimes we see a picture of Atlas holding the globe on his shoulders. He seems to be very tired.
It's all the three worlds.
Yeah, so sorry. Go ahead. We'll see this video afterwards.
So he seems to be very tired, holding this great earthly planet. Such an image should not be entertained in connection with Krishna's upholding this created universe. He says that although everything is resting on him, he is aloof. The planetary systems are floating in space, and this space is the energy of the Supreme Lord. But he is different from space. He is differently situated. Therefore, the Lord says, although they are situated on my inconceivable energy, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am aloof from them. This is the inconceivable opulence of the Lord.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So this is what, and we are not able to see Krishna, correct? So this also is mentioned here. I'll just share this. Sorry. Play this.
Go back and then come back.
Then it will come down. Let's see.
Emanates all the three worlds, both spiritual and mundane. Everything rests in me, Arjun, just as you see pearls hang upon a thread.
Yeah, so here Krishna is saying that how everything, like how you see the beads you see, everything is so perfect that we are not able to see the nylon thread. Correct? We are not able to see the nylon thread, but everything is resting, nicely connected. Similarly, Krishna is also like that. Everything is working, but we are not able to see Krishna. But with Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana, with eyes anointed with devotion, then we can see Krishna. Okay. And then the story comes that how should we understand this, right? This is Achintya. At one level, we are saying we can see Krishna, but at some level we are saying we will not be able to see Krishna. So same thing it's mentioned. There is Srila Prabhupada quotes this story. It's a beautiful story. It's between the Brahman and cobbler. So once Narad Muni, he goes to the Brahman, and Brahman tells him that please ask Lord Vishnu that when will I come back to Vaikuntha? So Narad Muni goes to Vishnu and tells that one Brahman who does your daily duties, everything, he's asking that when will I come back to Vaikuntha? When will he come back to Vaikuntha? And Lord Vishnu said, tell him that he will come after 1,000 years, 1,000 lifetimes. So he has been doing so much and still after 1,000 lifetimes. And then there was a cobbler also. So Narad Muni asked, what about that cobbler? He said he will come next life only. He said, "Ye kya? Kai chal raha hai? What is going on?" So then Lord Vishnu said, you go to both the place and tell them. They will ask that what was Lord Vishnu doing. So tell them that Lord Vishnu was putting the tail of a elephant through the eye of the needle. Was putting the tail of the elephant through an eye of a needle. So Narad Muni said, okay. And then he went to the Brahman first, and he said that I went there, and then Lord Vishnu said, you will be coming back after 1,000 lifetimes. So 1,000 lifetimes? You really went to Vaikuntha, no? He said, yeah. So he said, what was Lord Vishnu doing? He said, Lord Vishnu was putting a tail of an elephant into the eye of a needle. He said, no, that means you didn't go to Vaikuntha. How is it possible that Lord Vishnu can put a tail of an elephant into the eye of a needle? Then he said, then he went to the cobbler, and he said that he asked, what was Lord Vishnu doing when you went to Vaikuntha? He said that he was putting the tail of an elephant into an eye of a needle. So then he said, the cobbler said, oh, Lord Vishnu can do anything. Lord Vishnu can do anything. No, Narad Muni said, why are you saying like this? He said that see the banyan tree. In every banyan, when banyan tree grows up, every seed of a banyan tree can create so many banyan trees just by putting water. Right? Not always we have to put. Automatically the nature is putting, and just through that one seed, entire banyan tree can come. Then why not my Lord Vishnu can put then eye of a, basically tail of an elephant into an eye of a needle. He can do anything. So then what is there? There is faith. There is faith. So when we have that faith that Lord Vishnu can do anything, same thing. He, from his energy, is able to pervade anything, everything. But we are not able to see that because we don't have that devotion. But when we have the devotion, then we can see that Krishna can come in the form of sari also. In the case of Draupadi. Correct? And even if he is not fighting, still he is doing everything in Kurukshetra war. Correct? Suddenly when Arjuna said that, ab to gaya, because the Sham ho gayi thi, right? Sham ho gayi thi, Sham wahan khade the, baaju mein. Right? Evening was already done. And after evening, it's not like we fight kabhi bhi Sham ko, raat ko. After evening, it's all, you stop the fighting. So now Arjuna had taken the promise that if I'm not able to kill Jayadratha before evening, he will give up his life. Right? And then Krishna immediately brings back son. And then he says, now kill. So even he is not fighting, still is fighting. That is the contradiction. Or that's what we started with, right? That Virodhabhas, there is contradiction. Correct? And another point that I forgot, yeah, I'll just mention that we talk about Krishna's pervading everywhere. So it's not like Mayavadi philosophy where we say that a big paper is that paper is torn into many pieces and then it is pervading everywhere. There are many, many pieces. Krishna is not like that. Krishna's form, even if avatars are coming, but that avatar is also full and Krishna is also in full. And that is mentioned in Ishopanishad. Om Purnamada, not Ada Sharma. Om Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Basically, Krishna, when he comes into many forms also, many avatars, still that original form remains full. Right? Remains full. So, that's what. So, here we completed it, sir. Yeah, here we see how Krishna is showing the entire universal form, for entire universe. In Krishna is pervading everything. Krishna is able to do everything, but still he's disconnected. He's not attached to that form, or he's not affected. He's like a judge. Judge, when he's giving some punishment to the person, he's not attached to that person, right? He's neutral. Or a jailer who is trying to go to the jail and try to do certain things, but he's not. He's in the jail, but doesn't mean that he's also a prisoner in that jail. Correct? That is what Arjuna is going to ask Krishna, that how come you're not affected when you come in this material world? So Krishna is going to say, in his will see. And then we see Krishna's greatness when he showed his universal form to Arjuna. Correct? Yeah. Okay, we'll skip this. We discussed this, right? Atlas. How that Hercules is holding, but he's going through a lot of pain. Krishna ke saath aisa nahi hai. He's holding by his pinky finger. This is what I wanted to show. So just by chanting Krishna's holy name, the darkness that is there, that will go away. That premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena, that devotion, how that devotion will come is by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And that is why you see people all over the world, they are chanting the Lord's names. And that is why we should also try at least one round every day we can chant. And initially we might think, Yare, kya greatness, sweetness, kya matlab, confusedness. We are confused. We might feel like that. But obviously this section that we are reading is also a little complicated. But when we go through this, when we understand Krishna's greatness, then we will be able to understand his sweetness, where Krishna is saying in 26th verse, 27th verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, that just offer me with leaf, flower, fruits, and water, and I'll accept it. Right? That is Krishna's sweetness. But for that, we need to understand his greatness first. And that's what we are trying to read right now, 9.4 and 9.5. Okay, it's already 9, 8, 10. So now we'll go through the verses only, and we'll complete that entire 10th section. Which verse? No, page 373, right? 383. Okay, we'll go to the 6th verse now. Someone can read the translation. We'll go ahead since it's 8:10 already. Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Understand that as the mighty wind Knowing everywhere, rest always in the sky, all created beings rest in me.
So this is an example of wind giving, right? The wind has to still take shelter of the sky. Similarly, we are also taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without Paramatma residing in our heart, we can't do anything. So that way we are dependent on him, but he is not dependent on us. It's like you can think of shadow and the person. The shadow is dependent on the person. If the person is not, there is no way shadow will be there. But the person is not dependent on the shadow. Correct? So we are like that shadow, chaya. And Krishna is like that person. Okay. Oh, you want to read the 7th verse?
O son of Kuki, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, my potency will break again.
Yeah, this is a very big discussion. We discussed a little bit in 8th chapter. You remember we did that calculation of entire Brahma's life, online Zoom call. Something similar is mentioned here. Maybe let's read that purport. It's a good purport. Yeah, go ahead.
The creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material cosmic manifestation are completely independent on the supreme will.
See what is mentioned? Supreme will. He's not doing it. He's just through his will only. Like yesterday, some friends had come home and I just saw Manjari, my wife, and she understood that, okay, he's basically telling that get some prasadam for everyone. So, I mean, this is a very crude example, but but the point is that not directly doing, but just by will, because there's relationship. So there's a verse in Brahma Samhita. What is it? Chayeva? What is that verse? We'll just do this last verse and then we'll stop. Okay, we'll skip it. Go down. And maybe at the end of the class, I'll just show quickly. Chayeva Yasya Durga. See, it's amazing, no? We are training Google also. So here it's mentioned about Durga. Durga is like Chaya to Supreme Personality of God. The external potency Maya. Maya is Durga, who is the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, which is Krishna, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating person. So who is doing this creating, maintaining? Durga, by the will of the Lord. Got it, right? By the will of the Lord. So Krishna is not directly interfering in all this. It's true. Through his agents. Okay, go ahead. Who was reading? Yeah.
And the supreme will of the supreme personality. At the beginning of the millennium means at the death of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years, and his one day is calculated as 4.3 billion years divided by 4.3 divided by billion years. His night is in the same duration. This month consists of 30 such days and nights, and his year of 12 months. After 100 such years, when Brahma dies, the devastation or annihilation takes place.
And then annihilation is taken care by through Shambhu. Partial annihilation. Obviously, full annihilation is done by Mahavishnu, because when he breathes in, all the universes again gets destroyed. When he breathes out, then again, but that is final annihilation. But partial annihilation is also done by Shambhu. Right?
This means that the energy manifested by the Supreme Lord is again wound up in himself. Then again, when there is a need to manifest the cosmic world, it is done by his will. Prabhu Shah. Although I am one, I shall become many. This is the Vedic aphorism. Pandogya Upanishads. He expands himself in this material energy and the whole cosmic manifestation again.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll do the 8th verse. We'll just read the translation. What you want to read?
The whole cosmic order is under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is inherited as the end.
So what manifestation they're talking about? The material manifestation. The entire world is created and then it's again annihilated by Krishna's will. And then Here Krishna is saying, "Oh Dhananjay," 9th verse, "all this work cannot bind me." Then Krishna is saying that although I am creating all this, but I am not bounded by them. I am only bounded by the love of devotees. And that's why Yashoda Maiya was able to bind Krishna through the love. Otherwise, Duryodhan could not bind Krishna, right? So no one can bind Krishna. Only through the love of devotee, someone can bind Krishna, like Yashoda Maiya. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral, like a judge. But a sweet judge. Okay, we'll read this verse and then we'll stop. We'll read the verse also. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagat Viparivartate. Who was- Go ahead.
This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all.
So, what is chara? Chara means moving. So, chara. Achara. Achara means, so Vaishya Prabhu says, anything that moves, we don't put in our mouth. We don't eat. Right? So, yeah, go ahead.
Moving and non-moving beings under its